To give you some insight into who I think should be in Bafana Bafana's team, I'll give you the 11 players that I think should start in Bafana Bafana. The two that I think will be in the main contention for 2010 are Itumeleng Khune and Moeneeb Josephs. Now, both of them are very good shot stoppers, and both of them are quick on their feet, and they can make really spectacular saves when they need to. But you know, Itumeleng Khune is very experienced for his age, and I think that he probably will get to stand in the World Cup. But the only thing of him is he's a bit dodge in the air, because he sometimes makes rash decisions in the air when he needs to come collect the ball. So that's the only thing that gives Moeneeb Josephs the edge for me, and I really think that he should be South Africa's #1 keeper. So in goalkeeper for me, Moeneeb Josephs. This is how my back four would line up. It would be at left back, Tshepo Masilela, because number one, he's got international experience, plays for Maccabi Haifa. He's got Champions League experience. He plays week in, week out, so he's not a bench warmer. He's quick, he can pass the ball well, he defends the ball well. So that's why Masilela should be where he is as a left back for Bafana Bafana. Now, the two centre backs. Morgan Gold is doing quite well there, and it's good to see that there's actually a player of Supersport making some starts in Bafana Bafana. I mean, how can a team win the league twice and there's hardly any of Supersport's players in Bafana Bafana? So I'm happy to see him there, but he doesn't feature in my Bafana Bafana because Matthew Booth should be there, because South Africa, they are lacking in height. South Africa's average height as a team is not on par with other teams that use height as an advantage, and we really need Matthew Booth at the back to clear away those aerial balls where South Africa, set pieces really are troublesome for South Africa if he's not there. You just feel a bit safer knowing that he's there, because he might not always get the ball, but just his presence in the box is enough to deter a few of the strikers away, and it will let him try to think of other ways to try to get the ball, because they know that he's tall enough to just hit the ball out the whole time. And if he actually learns how to convert his defensive headers into attacking headers at corners on the other side, he can be the complete defender for us, and I hope that he practices that a bit as well, because it will be awesome if he can score a few goals at the World Cup in 2010. Now, lining up next to him would not be Adam Mokoena. I cannot fathom how Adam Mokoena is in the side, let alone the captain of the team. Why? Number one, he's clumsy. Number two, he's slow. Now, being slow isn't always the end of the world for centre back, but he's clumsy and he's slow, and he makes rash decisions at the incorrect time, which has given away a myriad of free kicks, a plethora of penalties and free kicks on the edge of the box or in dangerous positions that have cost Bafana so dearly in so many matches. I cannot understand how the coaches and how the selection staff cannot see that this man is bombing the team. Raak my bos sommer warm. I mean, in a Premier League match, he tackled Steven Pienaar, his own countryman. Okay, I know you can't not be competitive in the Premier League, but how can you injure you're the best player of your country in the Premier League? Who does that? Only Adam Mokoena will do that. So yeah, he does not feature in my team. He's not on the bench in my team. Okay, he has a lot of matches. He has experience. But there are lots of players with experience as well who have been ditched out of Bafana Bafana, like Dalton Buckley, Bradley Cornell, Quinton Fortune. They've been ditched out of Bafana Bafana because they want to give other people some game time. So why is he still there? There was a time that Nassif Morris was captain, and I really think that Nassif Morris should be in the team. Why? Because he plays in Spain. He's a good defender. He plays against Barca's, the Real Madrid's, and the Villarreal's. He plays against all these teams week in, week out, and he's got experience at an international level. So Nassif Morris is good in the air. He's not the quickest, but he's an intelligent defender. He uses his head and he makes intelligent decisions. So I'm not saying that this defense will be perfect, but I'm saying that this will be a competent defense with these players in it. Righto, right back. Siboniso Gaka is a bit overrated for me. He's an okay player, but just because he plays for Sundowns, does that guarantee his place in the side? No. I've seen him make a couple of rash decisions. I've seen him make quite a lot of stray crosses and bad decisions to try to take a shot when he should have passed the ball, and I really don't think that he should be in the side with Bryce Moon on the bench. I think that Bryce Moon should be right back for Bafana Bafana. Why? Because he's quick, he is intelligent, he gives juicy crosses into the box, and he has shown the propensity to score as well. Okay, sometimes I've seen Bryce make a couple of clumsy fouls once or twice, but you know why? It's because he is so fast that when he goes on a run on the wing and he comes back, sometimes he can't stop in time, and he's so fast that his speed just wipes him out and he crashes into the player. But otherwise, he is a brilliant defender and an attacker as well. It's good to know that there are also lots of defenders that can fill in for our players if there are injuries. Lucas Twala is an amazing left back, can score as well. Morgan Gold has proven that he can even score as well. And he's a good defender, so he can fill in and he can deputize for one of the centre backs that's injured. What they could try in my Bafana Bafana, if I had to organize the team, if I got the millions of rands that Carlos Alberto Pereira is being paid, I would have Tigachwe just in front of the defenders, almost like a diamond midfield, the same sort of midfield that Chelsea utilizes. Then I would have Steven Pienaar on the right so that he can work his magic on the right. I would have Dane Clayt on the left Dane Clayton is so underrated. He's a good left midfielder. He gives in good crosses, he scores good goals. He gives in nice crosses from corners and free kicks. I mean, Sipiwe Shabalala is good, but for me, he's not a 90-minute man. He's good for coming on, because the matches that I've seen, if he starts, he doesn't give a good showing of himself. It's when he comes on in the 60th minute or something like that, when he's your surprise player, that's when he's good. So I'm not saying that he shouldn't be in the team. I think he's still a very good player as well, and he can score good goals at the death if he comes on as a super sub. So yeah, it's Tichatcho as a holding midfielder, Stevie P on the right, Dane Clayton on the left, with Modise just behind the strikers in that role where he can be the pivot of the attack, where he can receive the balls back from, and where he can feed the ball either to the wings or to the forward players who need the ball, because that I think has been the problem of Bafana Bafana. The forward players don't get the ball. How can they score if the forwards don't get the ball? And my strikers, Benny McCarthy, should be just a bit deeper than a striker so that he can feed Richard fast forward Henya Kanya. I really think that the way that Benny holds up the ball and the speed of Henya Kanya should be our tactic for scoring goals. Just the mere presence of Benny there will already give Henya Kanya the space to run and work his magic around on the field. So just to cap off, my Bafana Bafana team would be Munib Josephs as the goalkeeper, right back Bryce Moon, centre backs Booth and Morris, left back Masilela, midfielders in the diamond shape, Tichatcho as the holding midfielder, Stephen Pina on the right, Dane Clayton on the left, Modise in that sparkling midfield general role that he loves so much, Benny McCarthy as a forward, and Richard fast forward Henya Kane as the forward to make all the runs and just bamboozle the defenses that'll face us. So that is my Bafana Bafana team. There are lots of other options. You can chop and change this team around, but all we really need is goals, because the Bafana defense does okay. It's really good because they haven't let in a lot of goals, but it's of no use if you don't score. All the best for Bafana Bafana in their preparation for 2010, and I hope and I pray that they do well and that they make us proud to be South African. It's not about the money that you're gonna get, it's about your abilities and what you can do for this country. I mean, it's not about you guys anymore. You are playing for your country. The whole population, with all the immigrants that's in this country, we are all watching you guys, and we are waiting for you guys to prove all of the doomsayers wrong. You have to show them that Bafana Bafana will be a force to be reckoned with at the World Cup. Just make them eat their words, because us true Bafana Bafana supporters, we really holding thumbs for you guys, and we hope that you will do well. Godspeed for you guys, and God's blessings over your team and over your feet, and all the best for you guys. Away! Bunda! If you have any questions, or if you'd like to participate in Random Arbjects, or maybe suggest a topic, or make a donation, or offer a sponsorship, contact us at random.arbjects@gmail.com or visit spenelo.blogspot.com to see all the videos.